When I first moved abroad, I felt excited, energized, and honestly a little invincible. I felt like my best life is still possible and is ahead of me, and the new place has given me an opportunity to start from the blank slate, an opportunity to leave everything that was haunting me behind. Everything felt new, beautiful, full of possibility. Even the cobblestones that were uneven and even the garbage on the streets, to be honest, didn't bother me. But here's the truth that I learned the hard way and not right away. Tourism and immigration are not the same life. Simple, right? Somehow it took me close to 2 years to get that. If you're new on this channel and exploring a move abroad as your next chapter, please subscribe and we will look at it together. I'm Gaia Kairos, and on this channel we talk about reinvention, financial freedom, and what life after 50 can look like, including the parts that no one tells you. We all deserve a better life and we all have a chance at it. So without any further ado, let's jump in. First thing, the real shift happens in about a year and a half, 2 years, depending on the person, of course. At first, you don't know what to expect. And resetting your entire life at 45 plus or 55 or 65 can feel thrilling. Scary, but exciting at the same time. But after about a year and a half, the rosy glasses start to fog up. Not because the country is bad, not because the people are bad, because living somewhere else is completely different than visiting. When you're a tourist, the worst thing that can happen is that you will overpay a few dollars for an adventure trip or maybe a bit extra at a restaurant. You shrug and you move on. But when you live there full time, when you're paying rent, hiring people, dealing with bureaucracy, the dynamic changes. Number two, the foreign premium. Something people don't really talk about enough is the foreign premium. I've heard locals complain about gentrification a lot, usually pointing the fingers at foreigners. But here's what no one admits. It's the locals who drive up the prices for foreigners who will pay more. I didn't want to pay more either. I was on a severe budget, but the moment landlord sees you're not local, the price changes for me. I had many conversations with locals who are accusing us in bringing gentrification upon them. But my opinion is that we are suffering from it as much as they are. Many locals already have fully paid homes passed on by the family and other household incomes, other businesses. So they have no urgency to rent quickly. And some will hold out for the highest bidder, for the highest price, and sometimes even refusing to rent to their local compatriots, waiting for a big fish. And somehow it falls back onto us foreigners. Foreigners end up paying 3, sometimes 5 times more. And this is ironic because many expats move precisely because their resources are limited and they're trying to stretch them, especially retirees who are living off of social security. Not all retirees retire the same. Some retire just with social security, others own villas. But for locals, we are all the same. They see everyone as one group. Number 3, social dynamics no one warns you about. This is a bit uncomfortable, but it is real. A lot of expats end up socializing mainly with other expats, not because they are closed off or arrogant. It's because of economic disparity between them and the locals. And it creates an unspoken pressure. I went out with local friends initially a lot, but usually it fell onto me to cover the bill. Not that they were manipulating me, they were simply, well, maybe some, they were, but they were simply earning $20, $25 per day. And I felt wrong to make them pay half for their dinner, which would equate to maybe 3 days of their working week. So I didn't want to be that person. As a result, you end up picking up the bill all the time. And at certain times, you start feeling it. How could I let them pay? And yet, I'm not wealthy myself, and I'm on a budget myself. So it becomes a little bit tricky at times. Do this 3 times a week, and it becomes a little unsustainable in a long stretch of time. This is why I think many expats naturally drift toward other expats and stay in a bubble and stay in the gated communities where they feel safe. It's not about exclusion, it's about avoiding financial imbalance and resentment, and also keeping the energy leveled. Number 4, starting business abroad is not simple. As some of you might know, I did have a gallery in Mexico, and these are conclusions based on my own observations. Many active expats are thinking, I'll move abroad and I will open a small business, a cafe, a studio, or maybe something simple. And here's what you need to know. Employees are entitled to finiquito. Finiquito. When you terminate someone, this includes accrued benefits, unused vacation, and proportion of all bonuses, etc. It's legally required and can be costly if you didn't plan for it. And if somebody worked for you for not a long time, and then you change a person and the same thing happens, it will be quite costly. In some other countries, like I've heard from my friends who lived in Sri Lanka, historically foreigners needed a local partner who would own 51% in the company in certain sectors. I mean, 51%. Many industries have loosened these rules, but it's still complex and varies by sector. So before going into any business, you must check current regulation before even planning anything. On top of that, hiring is not straightforward. Some people will expect you to pay more because it's a foreign business. Some people resent the fact that you are taking the business, even if they themselves would never plan to open one due to lack of money. Every repair, every delivery, every service call, you may be quoted a higher price. And it gets tiring. Can you run a business abroad? Absolutely. Should you walk into it with local legal counsel and realistic expectations? Also, yes. And maybe you have to have a plan B, because it could be you throwing the good money with the bad. Number 5, do not buy property early. I cannot tell you how many stories I have seen when people lock themselves into situations. This is one of the biggest mistakes, in my opinion, that people make, because you stop being liquid. You're tied up to a place. Do not buy anything until you've spent at least 2-3 years living full time in the place. Buying is easy, selling is not. So your finances might be tied up. Your health might change. Your family might need you. There's a lot of people that move back. You might fall out of love with the climate. Like the American that I met just before leaving Mexico, who spent 3 years, full 3 years in Puerto Vallarta. And he told me that he couldn't function in the heat. And he said that if I don't acclimatize after 1 more year, I am packing. So give yourself a grace period. Stay financially liquid. Don't tie yourself too early. If you're 45 and plus and building your second act abroad, I want you to do it with stability, financial clarity in mind, not through trial and error. If this helped, give the video a like, and I'll see you in the next video.